And we're live.
Hooray. We did it.
Yay.
How's your guys' week been? What's new?
Yeah, it's been all
GDQ.
right.
I've been watching it
GDQ.
all week.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched any of it.
I've been so back and forth on it. There's been like some stretches where I'm like, all right, time to watch. Oh, I hate all of these games. Or like, I have no interest in these games. And then there's stretches where I'm like, let's go. Give me like
think what I had
20
gotten
hours of
used
this right in my
to
veins.
is the last few years, someone at GameSpot would always turn it on like the main TV in the office area, so it would just
That
kind of
makes
like
sense.
always
Yeah.
be there for like a week. And then this week, no one's kind of putting it on for me, so it just kind of flew right by. Are there any cool highlights I or other people should go check out?
I've been told the Devil May Cry 4 run was amazing.
Yeah, it's a weird week, it's a weird year for it because obviously it's done online because of COVID. So everything has felt like much cozier, and I kind of like that. And there haven't been like weird delays in any of the runs. Like it's been pretty.
The first day was real bad. They lost 3 hours after the first day.
Yeah,
And
they
it
went
looks like
down.
they've actually gained most of it back. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah. It's been pretty snappy, but it's also had weird like runs of there's like a bunch of good stuff and then another game in the middle, and then like it continues on. Like the blocks have been weirder this year, and I'm guessing that's just because of scheduling runners or whatever. Yeah, it's been kind of odd in some ways, but I really liked watching Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X, the Xbox re-release of that game back in the day. Just to like see Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 done like pretty much flawlessly, even though that game is super weird without music playing because the music was turned off for copyright reasons.
That'd be real terrible if they just muted the stream the whole time. Just nothing.
Yeah.
Do they normally turn off the music, like if it was a regular GDQ year?
Yeah, or they keep it extremely quiet.
Because I feel like I've always heard the music, or at least I don't remember hearing it being kind of muted in any way.
I don't remember hearing the music.
Okay.
There was a Hollow Knight race.
I remember one year I think they modded in music.
Makes sense.
That they knew would be okay, like Sonic.
Yeah. Hollow Knight race was fucking phenomenal. That was awesome. I really liked Pulse Man. Like watching Pulse Man get run there. That was fun. The Castlevania block of Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge on the Game Boy, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, Ritual of the Night, was a good block, and it was started off with Demon's Crest 100%, which I like as well. Just before we were recording this, I was watching the Ocarina of Time randomizer run, and that was great. From what I saw
in the chat recommending that one as well.
Yeah, it was very
good.
No,
I was watching it too. It was a strong one.
Yeah. It's been a very strong year. Yeah, just some weird shit here and there too. It's been kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I watched. The Yakuza Kiwami 2 run was pretty good if you knew that game. Rayman Legends was a fun watch.
Oh, One Step from Eden. Somebody did a neutral whatever character run in that, and watching that game played at a high level blew my fucking brain out.
It would be interesting because I remember, in our TDP Plus episode of it, we were all just kind of like, this game is hard. It's so hard. I don't know if I'm getting better at this game.
Yeah.
So from high level, I'd be curious actually seeing a combo pulled off.
That was fun to watch for sure. Crossfire apparently is the one you want because it is extraordinarily powerful. Who knew? Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, outside of GDQ, anything else going on for you guys?
No.
Not really. Wife had her checkup. She's doing great. So she's pretty much cleared to go back to everything she was already working on.
Good.
She only really has to. She still has to get her energy back for like lifting heavy objects. That's about it. So she's pretty much got a clean bill of health.
Good.
Well, down here we're in the middle of a heat wave.
Yep.
And then it was weird last weekend because we had a thunderstorm, which I think this is the second time I've ever seen lightning down here since moving here.
Oh,
So that's always a rare occurrence.
Yeah, that's
And it
weird.
ended up
How much we
and
get here?
yeah, and it ended up making the following day like super humid because we also don't really have like any kind of humidity here. Uh, so that was also a weird experience. And now everything's on fire, literally, as per usual. Every summer, a bunch of California just lights on fire. So
yeah.
there's a bunch of ash
Tradition.
coming down outside, and everything smells like smoke. And if I open my windows, the world just looks kind of orange.
Yeah.
So that's what. So a lot of fans on these days over here, and a lot of burning throats.
Yeah.
So that's
Fun.
cool. Yep.
Bummer.
Yep. That's California for you. But all right, let's move into the show. This is the top down perspective for August 20th.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one who kept making that mistake. Good. I was
the
doing
first
that
time I've made that
all the
mistake.
time. I was doing that
Okay.
all the time last month. It was ridiculous.
Last month, so it wasn't even.
No, I was
a-
because I was talking about like in the future. I'm like, all right, well, this April we've got August. It's August. This August we're doing something.
I see. Okay.
Constantly happening.
It's August 20th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
Let's start with John. You got a short list. What have you been playing?
All right, I got early access to 2 games, so I'll talk about them. Let's talk about Avengers. Let's talk about Avengers first.
Yeah.
This is the Crystal Dynamics game that's coming out soon. Square Enix is publishing it. You get to play as Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, the Hulk, Black Widow. It's what?
Miss Marvel.
And Miss Marvel, yeah. So there's the 6 you can play as. And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the best way to describe this game is they tried to make a beat 'em up Destiny.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I don't know how else to describe this. I really don't. So
Sorry, the stream kind of skipped for me. You said it's like Destiny, right?
yeah, they kind of made a beat 'em up Destiny style. So like
I was gonna ask. Do you play many loot games?
I played the first Destiny and I wasn't really a fan of it. So I already going in was not really being dealt the best hand.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like your kind of game.
Yeah, but I like Borderlands and stuff like that. So like some loot games I'm fine with.
That's a loot game. Okay. Yeah.
But there's a lot of points where it's like you have 4 different types of regular equipment, which can affect all these different stats specifically on your character. There's a bunch of there's like another set of 4 equipment you can get for extra perks and stuff like that are tied to your level. You can find collectibles in the game, which will also add perks. So there's like a bunch of like hunting around and stuff like that.
Let's say you just played like the demo that's been out there. You don't have like the game itself, right?
No, I was in the beta just like everyone else.
Yeah. Okay.
I got early access to the beta, and
I've heard nothing but bad things about this.
Yeah, and I really can't give it love, which sucks. There's cool things about it. Like Iron Man was actually really fun to play as. The flying felt really good. His combat was fun. But like I hated playing as the Hulk. Hulk did not feel fun for some reason.
Well, so the thing I've been hearing kind of against Iron Man is all these stages have to be designed to be played by anyone, including non-flying characters. So it's almost like you're flying down a hallway.
Yes. Yeah. This is correct. This is 100% correct.
Which that alone just sounds like the game is at odds with itself. Because you can't showcase any cool, unique features because the game never knows who you're going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I don't know if in single player you get to like do flyer only missions, or they might do what they did. Like in the beginning of the story mode, they specifically had you play as like the main 5 characters because it was a flashback. And like it was basically also the tutorial. It's like, all right, here's how this character works, how this character works. So like they gave Tony like specifically like a Star Fox style stage where he had to like fly around, shoot and lock on targets and stuff like that. But even then, it was still pretty mindless, like barely needing to aim. It didn't really put the best opinion forward, honestly. But then as soon as you land and start like fighting, like it felt fun because you could float around and stuff like that. And when you eventually get access to the actual like mission structure where you can choose where you're going and you can also do co-op missions with friends, like then it got a bit more interesting because like any hidden secrets, Jarvis would sort of be like, yo, there's something nearby. You should go check that out. You could see like in certain stages, like, okay, here's how this character can get up there. Here's how this character can get up there. Like, but maybe this character can't actually reach up there by comparison. So there were some, you could tell where they were trying to put in variety. But since it was also a beta, I had a lot of issues. I could never connect to another player to do co-op. It kept crashing.
Gross.
One of my friends did the PC beta. I never bothered doing it because I'd already done the PS4 one. And it apparently is a resource hog. It ran real bad on their computer. I've heard it's very demanding.
I have heard this is very bad too. And yeah, after playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I know what a resource hog looks like. I'm not looking forward to this.
And like, it was weird because they kept giving me so much gear, but almost all of it, even in the beta, was useless. So it was like it wasn't.
Weird.
Some of it wasn't even incremental. It was like even with what I was currently using. So you can destroy any extra gear you get, and it creates currency because every type of item has its own currency. That's what, if you saw that screenshot going around of like 6 different currencies on the bottom of the screen, that's what that is. Each item has a specific type of currency to use to upgrade that item up to X amount of times, depending on the rarity.
Oh man.
A bunch of loot that sucks. That's just kind of part of a loot game.
Yeah, but
it would be
like,
insane to always get something better every single time.
I know, but like we're talking like a beta. Like at that point, you got to try to like get people hooked on it. You should be like bending it a little bit more in their favor. And I get that. Like it's just a small taste of it. But like, I don't know. I felt like I was digging into the menus way more than I wanted, and that could just be my fault for playing a looter shooter or like a looter type game. So I'll just leave that as an aside, saying that's more of like maybe how I feel about looting games. And the combat, like I said, depended on the character. Sometimes it was great, sometimes it wasn't. Each character has 3 supers they can use. One for each shoulder button, L1, R1, and then one for both of them together. And I guess they're all on specific cooldown timers. I couldn't find exactly how or where the timers were, but some seemed more helpful than others. And you can, it looks like, what's up?
You can't see the cooldown timers?
Yeah.
Weird. Like, okay. Okay. I haven't like watched any gameplays. That just seems insane to me.
Now, again, like I said, beta, so I don't know if that's just something they're going to add in. Maybe it's some option I just didn't see, but like you could see the ring filling, but it didn't seem like it was on physical time. It seemed more like the more you got in combat, the more it filled. So they're not cooldowns per se.
Yeah.
But yeah, every character has their own specific like hero ability meter, and that did different things depending on the character. Like if you pulled on the Hulk's, he took no damage. Instead, it drained from his rage meter. So basically, it was an extra bar for health. Ms. Marvel, she embiggened herself, so she became like stretchier and like hard. She couldn't be hit at all, and she did more damage, but obviously it drained the meter. Captain America was barely playable in the demo, so I don't even remember what his did. I think it was like I think he threw the shield that it hit every target in visible range. But I think that might have been one of his specials. Thor, again, barely playable. I don't even think they even showed what his is. It might have been like a thunderstorm. The beta was specifically Hulk, Ms. Marvel, and then after you finished all the story parts, you unlocked Iron Man and Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like anyone who's on the fence about it, if you can, try the beta. But I think this game's supposed to be out beginning of September, right? Unless there's like a big day one patch, I don't think this game's ready. Or maybe, like, again, I might not be the target audience for this, but I did not walk away with a good opinion of the game.
Yeah, it seems like most people haven't, for sure. I've seen a lot of people online saying that this actively made them cancel their pre-order. So, yeah, not great.
No.
Well,
Other than that, I started playing the new Battletoads. That came out today.
yeah, me too.
I'm back and forth on this one.
Yep.
The writing is way funnier than I thought it was going to be. I've actually had some genuine laughs
Yep.
in the cutscenes.
It's very good.
But
yeah.
yeah, but that game is also not any previous Battletoads game. If you're going in expecting any of the previous Battletoads games, including the arcade game, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Yep.
How do I even describe?
You're going in and your only Battletoads experience is people phoning the EB Games you work at asking if you have it in stock.
Then you're
will
probably
you
suited
enjoy
for
this
this.
Battletoads?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, nice. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
stoked.
Probably. Yeah, you don't really need any previous history, despite the fact that technically.
Well, I mean,
keeps
I have
referencing.
previous history. I just laid it out for you, so.
True.
But yeah, I don't know how to quite describe it. It's a beat 'em up, 3-player co-op, local only.
Wait, are you serious? Local only?
Yes, 100%. I was surprised too. I was surprised too.
I could have sworn it was. Oh man, I gotta look this up.
Yeah, no. Everyone I've talked to about this was surprised. I think they even made it. Someone said they even made a big deal in their trailer that it was actually local only. I mean, it doesn't matter if you get it on Steam. You can use Parsec. So I'm playing it on Steam.
I'm getting on Game Pass. So.
Oh, right. Well then, yeah. Then have fun.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing single player, you get to switch between the 3 toads whenever you want, which is kind of nice. It balances pretty well. They all play shockingly different. Pimple is slow but powerful. Rash is like in between, and Zitz, who's been my favorite so far, is super fast and like quick combos.
Yep.
But also is really good at keeping like the screen clear and stuff like that. Like he's been the most fun of the 3 to play as, and he's usually who I play as. But
local only.
He found out, yeah, it's local only. Sorry, man. But it's God. The best way I could describe it is if they basically did with Battletoads what Teen Titans did with Teen Titan Go. It feels like they made it more cartoony, more like goofy. But like I said, the writing itself so far anyway has been fun and jovial. It's broken up into 4 acts, and I only finished the first act.
Yep, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It references the old game a lot. It has a bunch of different game types you have to play. Like so far, I've played standard beat 'em up, then I've done Turbo Tunnel, and I think there was another. Yeah, there's like a weird like hacking puzzle, and then there's switch puzzles and stuff like this. Like it is genre hopping a lot, which is
Turbo Tunnel.
You never did play the original at all, huh?
I guess not.
It's
You've never heard of it though?
It's like going down a tunnel with obstacles in the way on a speeder that you have to like move side to side or jump certain times.
Yeah, it's a 2D side scroller basically, like that goes really fast. It needs like quick reflexes.
Yeah.
The Turbo Tunnel so far in this game, I'm sure there's another one later on, was surprisingly kind in comparison. This game has much better checkpointing and much more fair difficulty so far compared to the original games. But I have seen a lot of people also complaining online about how hard the game is, which has confused me. The only issue I've had so far with the game is they eventually put a specific group of enemies together that is very annoying to deal with by yourself.
I feel like you're talking about the enemies that shoot and electrify the water around them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That's easily tuned for 2 or more people. That's not tuned for 1 person to do.
No, it's not.
It's really bad. Yeah.
If the bubblegum stayed longer when you're by yourself, then that would be different too. But like those rooms were real hard to do solo and get a good rank. Like and they want you to get good ranks. I don't know what you unlock for getting all of the collectibles, if you even unlock anything, but all the stages that have beat 'em up sections, they have a rating system in the game. And you have to get an A rank or higher in all combats in a stage to actually get that collectible specifically.
Yeah.
And that is, even for like a seasoned like beat 'em up and like stylish game player like me, like it's hard.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
For sure.
The easiest way I found so far is to use Zitz because it seems like it's based on hits and not damage, which is not smart.
It's really bad. Yeah, it's a bad idea for sure.
That makes the other characters useless. They say you get more points for switching between Toads, but it doesn't feel like it. And I don't know if that's just not digging into it enough or what.
There's a weird lagginess between switching through the Toads too, where I feel like I lose combo potential a lot doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, the Toads do attack when they come in, and I think they also have iframes when you're swapping, so that's the trade-off, but it is slow to switch between the three. Yeah. It's not like Devil May Cry's like instant swapping or anything like that. That would have, I felt, improved some things.
This is very good though. He's like, you can air juggle with him basically infinitely. Like, he's very good. Very quick attacks.
He definitely feels like the best one to play as.
Yeah. For sure.
I was actually kind of disappointed with Rash because like he doesn't feel nearly as good.
Yeah, because at least Pimple, like, you can feel that he hits harder because things die quicker.
Yeah. Because he moves slow and he just every animation him looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Rash,
except for that one mummy animation, which is super slow. That one's just terrible. Awful.
Also, what the hell am I pushing? Every now and then they taunt, and I'm stuck in the animation. I'm like, what did I push to make him taunt? What the fuck?
Right stick.
Oh, I must have accidentally hit the right stick.
Any direction on right stick is a taunt.
Motherfuckers. I hate it so much. So I'm accidentally, like, while I'm mashing something, probably smack it with my thumb. That's funny.
I am sad that movement is tied to the stick and not the D-pad. Because this feels like a game that could benefit from D-pad, but because it genre hops so much, that's probably exactly why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Reviews right now, I think it's bouncing around 69 on Metacritic, somewhere around there.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a weird game. I'll say that the playing in between honestly just feels like a chore I need to do to get more of that, like, Saturday morning cartoon glory. That's everything else.
Yeah. It definitely has peak cartoon energy. Like I'm actually impressed at how much I've laughed at some of these cutscenes.
Yeah, it's surprising for sure. It's funny. It's a funny game.
Yeah. I'd say Sean's probably got the right way to do it though. Game Pass, check it out for free.
Yeah.
And if you like it, then yeah, whatever. But like I've been enjoying it so far, more than I expected to. But I get the vibe that later on that may change because I can definitely see like it getting annoying in certain spots.
Yeah.
But some of the genre hopping they've done, I've seen hinted at online, looked really, really cool. I think I saw some tease about a Donkey Kong Country style stage.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Otherwise, it's all been playing.
Continue, Paul.
Okay, Risk of Rain 2 came out fully last week. I forgot to talk about it. They added a final boss, they added a final level, and a bunch of new stuff. Game's still good. Not much, like, I've been playing that game for a year in early access, and they just kind of put a capper on it now. That final boss is weird. It's like a melee boss, which is kind of odd, like with a hammer. Like, it feels like a different kind of game, but it's kind of neat. Another, like...
Console.
What's that?
1.0. I'm waiting specifically
for console.
I want to play through it on console, so that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, for sure. In other small things that came out, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake warehouse demo came out last weekend. So I played a bunch of that. And if the rest of the game is that's going to be fucking fantastic. It's literally just a modernization of that game.
Oh, wow.
Good things, yeah.
Does it feel good?
It feels like the old game modernized. Like, it feels
God.
It's perfect. Like, it feels so good.
Some good FMV.
Yeah, some good FMV. The fact that, like, there's still the upgrade system is back of, like, increasing your speed and ollie and blah. Like, it feels like one of those old games again, and it's great.
That's so good to hear.
Apparently Jack Black is in that game, people are saying, and I don't know how they know that already. I'm guessing somebody mined some files. That's weird.
He might have said it himself, to be fair.
So who knows?
Skater?
I guess. I guess we'll see.
Really had a history of skateboarding and Jack Black? I haven't heard of that.
No, I think he's friends with Tony Hawk though.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, seem like a pair. On the test server for Rainbow Six Siege, they are showing, or they're testing their new update that's coming with Sam Fisher and a whole bunch of other cool things. Sam Fisher's ability is he has a gun that shoots a camera that can pierce through walls, even if they're reinforced. So he's an attacker with intel. That's pretty much it. That's his like big thing. Some of the other big thing.
It's not the main voice actor, right?
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
I don't believe
Really,
it.
it sounded like Michael Ironside in the trailer.
No, I don't think it is. I'm not sure if it's a new guy or if it's the one from that one Splinter Cell where they changed the voice actor. I can't remember if I heard that they got him back or not.
couldn't tell you. Some other big things, they redid the map Chalet. The snowy Chalet map is completely reworked. This is the patch that'll introduce some operators will have a hard breach. So you don't necessarily need like a Habana or a Thermite to get through hard walls anymore, as long as you have one of the attackers that has that as their secondary thing. You can do it. Some other really nice quality of life stuff, like there's no longer everybody on your team on defense has 2 reinforcements. There's just a pool of reinforcements that everybody on your team can use up. So people that roam don't have to like do their 2 reinforcements and then go find a hiding spot or like a spot to go. They can just go while people that play the site can reinforce like 10 times if they need to.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's a good.
That's a
good
change.
update. Yeah.
And like in ranked and stuff, they have map banning now, so you can ban maps that suck and whatnot in ranked. And yeah, a whole bunch of really good quality of life.
Is there like
things.
a map people hate or something that everyone hates?
Yeah, there's maps that people hate, so you can vote on that stuff now. Like, makes sense. Give players more options. Horizon Zero Dawn came out on PC, and it runs kind of like shit. It's a pretty bad port. I've been playing about 5 hours of this. It is extremely resource heavy. I am well above the requirements for recommended, for that game. And it is consistently stuttering between 55 to 60 frames everywhere. It plays okay when it's stable for a while. I haven't had the crashes that other people have had, so that's good. Yeah, it's just kind of a unoptimized, buggy mess, unfortunately. Which is too bad, because that game is still good and still really, really fun.
Right. Yeah.
So, I hope they're able to patch more of it out. They did put out a patch like today to fix more problems that people were having, so I will go back to it after a couple weeks of them fixing stuff, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But for now, I don't think I'm going to touch it again until it's a little more optimized. I've been playing a game called Soviet Jump Game. This is basically Mario Battle Royale.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, no, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a 2D platformer battle royale.
Yeah. So 50 people go into a level that is large and sprawling with different like backgrounds and biomes to them every few meters or whatever. And there are abilities that you can pick up to jump on other people or shoot fireballs at them, but in this everything has like the like Russian knockoff theme. That's why it's called Soviet Jump Game, because you play Soviet like Jumpman essentially instead of Mario Bros. And instead of like a fire flower, you shoot electricity balls and shit like that. Yeah.
It's 2D platform like an NES game.
Yeah.
So because it's side scrolling, is it like a cylinder? Like, can you wrap around? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wrapping. Okay. Yep. And then there's the Iron Curtain that comes up at some point and starts kind of pushing out
wall work. Yeah.
It starts pushing everybody together into like one screen essentially until only one remains. Yeah, it's like a shitty old Mario because the jumping is bad. Unlike even old Mario games, jumping is bad. This is worse, but you get used to it after a while. It's fun. It's free also, I should say. This is not something that costs money.
Oh, is it free? I thought you had to pay for it.
It is free. So, yeah. And you can invite up to 12 people in the same lobby, so it's been fun to play with friends. It's been good.
How many people are in a game again?
50 total.
50. Okay.
Yeah. So the games are pretty quick. Oh my god. So last week I got code for early preview of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I wasn't able to install it until the day it released because that game is impossible to install. So it is a thing where
I have access to it through
Mhm.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
I have yet to be able to install it.
Okay.
I have tried like a dozen times.
Yeah.
So what's up with this exactly? Is it just the server's not just allowing it, or what?
Yeah.
From
so
like the research I've been doing, or at least the issue that's happening with me is, first off, the download is 120 gigs. That's how big the game is.
yeah, it's 127.
So what happens is, it downloads them in pieces.
Yeah.
But then I guess at certain times, and mine it's like specifically at this like, I have about 60 gigs left that I cannot get past, no matter how many times I try it. It'll download this one pack, and then while it's like decompressing them, it crashes. So when I try to, but the game's it's designed well enough that if you stop the install and then restart the game, it'll just continue from where it does. So what happens though is, because it crashed, I restart it from that point, and then it just gets confused and it just sits there doing nothing. So what I have to do is go into like the system files, delete the last thing it was trying to uncompress. As soon as I do that, it restarts again. But it's that last little thing in that same spot that anytime it's trying to get past that, it just can't. I've done it like a dozen times.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. It's really annoying. It's really
I
annoying.
don't know how that happens. It's not even I can say like this game is buggy. It's just not installing. I've never experienced this before.
So
I'm right now, I'm like, I found out I'm not on the right Windows version. So I've been spending all day downloading and installing Windows 10 2004 or whatever it is. So that's going on in the background. I'm hoping that helps, but like, I don't know. I'm in uncharted waters here.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a while to get it going because, yeah, when you install it, it installs like 30 gigs or something like that. And then it's like, okay, you installed the game, but now you got to install like the Windows Flight Simulator packages or whatever. And that's like a total of like 90 something.
Yeah, it starts at around 90.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was getting stuck at 77 gigs left for a long time, but then I got past that one, and now I'm stuck at 60 gigs left, and that one I haven't figured out how to continue on. So weird. So weird.
It's brutal. I did get it working, and I played a bit of it, and that is a new flight simulator. It is definitely intense.
It's exactly what it advertised on the box.
Yeah, it's definitely like you're in a cockpit looking at all these things, and you're just like, holy shit, there's a lot of buttons and levers to look at here. All right, let's do this, I guess. There are some like nice quality of life things, like there's the pre-flight takeoff and like flight checklists and stuff like that as kind of a reminder when you already kind of know what you're doing, to like be like, okay, I gotta do this and then this and then this to like make sure everything's going smoothly. There is a like intro tutorial mode on like how to fly just a basic Cessna plane that they kind of walk you through everything. And there is like a ranking up system where the first level is 50 hours of flight time. So
what?
level 0 to level 1 is 50 hours of time of flight time.
Hey man, they know their audience.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give them respect for that. You're right.
Yeah.
To be kind of along the same lines, did you hear about the physical release of this game?
The like 12 discs or something like that.
Yeah, there's in the UK they're putting out a physical thing that is like 20 double-sided DVDs because no one has a Blu-ray reader on their computer, right? Who's gonna have a Blu-ray drive? So it's double-sided DVDs, and there's like 20 of them because it's so big.
So dumb.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That's so funny that exists.
Yeah. So I know nothing. I am in the intro stages of learning how to basically not crash and like to fly or whatever. There's a lot of stuff obviously to look at and to take into account, and a lot of like numbers to make sure are kind of stable before you can not worry about it too much. There is like an AI companion that if you want, you can just set him to do everything for planes that require a co-pilot or have a co-pilot. There is the ability to do multiplayer with somebody where you can have somebody as your co-pilot and fly with them.
Fun. Sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really cool things. This has been funner for me to watch people that are pilots on Twitch, like fly digital planes. That's been better for me.
I think the main question is where are you gonna fly first once you can like fly in around the planet?
I already tried a trip from Calgary to Edmonton, just like a 20-minute flight. Right, that's quick, and I know the airports and whatever.
And imaginative.
Yeah, it is
a great sights.
It is scarily real how that flight looks.
Have you found your house yet? Did you fly to your house?
I mean, I live like kind of on the like climb, so no, because I was looking at all these all these fucking things to make sure I'm not crashing as I'm climbing up in the air.
So like my plan is fly to my house.
Yeah.
Fly to my parents' place.
Yeah.
Fly to my buddy's house and crash my plane into it and send him a screenshot.
So, this game, when you crash, it just goes to a black screen because they don't glorify people just smashing into shit. This is very much like you failed.
To get it like real quick.
Smart. That's really smart, honestly.
I'll just record myself and take a screen grab out of that.
Yeah.
Just before I hit.
Yeah. But in the like grand scheme of things, people have been visiting different places and whatnot around the world and posting screenshots of it. It's really a really nice looking game. It is a little stuttery here and there, but not too bad. I'm guessing that's just because of all the shit it's loading, like at all times. But it's I definitely can see this being my like midnight relax game and like listen to a podcast or whatever and just kind of like have something to do for a while. It seems like it would be neat for that, but right now it's just this giant daunting task of learning how to fly. You know, just casually learning how to fly a plane. Again, it's been more like, it's been kind of cool watching people that know what they're doing play it, though. It's one of those games where you can really respect somebody who knows what they're doing, and they just like make it look easy, and then you try it and you like are upside down in a matter of seconds while you're trying to climb or whatever. Yeah, good stuff.
Play the other flight simulators. Did they ever like put in like fun little secrets?
I don't know.
Like you know,
I think
fantasy stuff like, hey, if you fly over to this island in the Pacific, there's a unicorn you can see. You know what I mean?
I know they tended to lean towards realism, but I think some of them had at least something like that.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see, like, if you get shot down going over Area 51 or something. Like, it would be kind of interesting if something happened in weird spots. Other things that came out on that same day, Rogue Legacy 2 came out in early access, so I played a bunch of that.
Nice.
It is definitely a new Rogue Legacy. If you have played the first one, you know what to expect of, like, you have the choice of 3 airs at the very beginning screen. You choose one that doesn't screw you over too bad, maybe. Then you have like a screen where you have a castle that you're upgrading. That's definitely where the early access part is showing, where I got to the point where I'm not like unlocking new stuff. It's like this will be added in a new update or whatever. So I'm probably gonna put it down for a little bit now. Other than that, you're like,
I haven't jumped in as I want to play it, but I kind of just want it to be done.
Yeah.
Before I get into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I recommend that.
That's the kind of game I feel like benefits.
Yep, I recommend it. I recommend just waiting. But yeah, there's some, like, it's hard to just talk about without saying it's Rogue Legacy 1 again, because that's what it is. It's just updated graphics, some new music, some new enemy types here and there, but for the most part, you still have the giant knight with the giant sword that just kind of does like a slashing move. You have the skeletons that throw bones at weird angles that are kind of hard to dodge sometimes.
There's classes now, though. You have different classes you can be, isn't there?
There was always.
I mean, there were always classes.
Yep.
Was there classes in the other one? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the ones I have unlocked in 2 so far, you start off as a knight I have a barbarian, an archer or ranger or whatever you want to call it, and enchantress and no, not enchantress, a mage character like unlocked right now. Just your basics. And it's pretty much the same. Sometimes you have traits that are just like really, really bad. Like the nearsighted one is fucking terrible for seeing stuff that is coming towards you. There's one that, what the hell was it? There's the 1 HP one where you just have 1 health, like at all times. I guess like the trade-off now is that the ones that are bad, they give you a +% to how much gold you can find. So like the 1 HP one, it was like plus 150% gold gain or whatever. So there is a little bit more of a balance of like why you might want to take one of those.
That's what the
shitty
miners
ones.
were. The miners had like super low health, but they gave you like a ridiculous amount of bonus on your treasure.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's just
Right,
across
now
all classes now, where if you have a bad trait, you'll get a bonus to gold generally. So that's good,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, not a whole lot more to talk about there. I can't wait for more of it to be out because it is quite early so far. But it feels like they finished the game part and now they're adding in like the upgrades and stuff like that, which is probably the right way to do this early access thing. But I'm probably just gonna check in on it every now and then. It says 60 days until the next patch, so they are doing the Hades way of just like updating you on when their patches are. So at least there's that. Released the same day, Mortal Shell came out, that roguelike game, and I've been playing a bunch of it, and I'm almost done it, because that game is super short, which I kind of appreciate, because it doesn't do any weird meandering bullshit like the Souls games sometimes get into. It's just a whole bunch of little things that you can do right away. It doesn't feel like you're just like traversing for hours before you can get somewhere. It feels like I've been consistently checking out new things and getting new abilities and stuff like that, and it's been really well paced, and at half the price of a normal Souls game at like $30 US, I think that's totally fine. And I think that game's very, very good. I really, really like it. Not a whole lot to talk about, but if you like Souls-ish games, then you'll probably like this, because it's basically Dark Souls. Since the Dark Souls series went more Sekiro-like, went like faster gameplay with parries and stuff, Mortal Shell is definitely more like an old Souls game, which is a little slower, a little clunkier, but with a focus on good combat and dodging and stuff. It's cool. That's all I've been playing.
got a few things. I finally tried out Hyperscape.
Yeah. Bad Apex?
It's hard for me to say if it's bad. I definitely don't like it as much as Apex, but I'm also biased because I like Apex a whole lot.
It's bad. It's because the time to kill is bad. That's the only part of it that feels bad.
Time to kill is different. It's a lot longer. I think I had read online though that they're planning on shortening it.
That would fix a lot of my problems with that game, for sure.
The fights definitely are a lot different because you can jump so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, a lot of people are just kind of jumping around, which I'm not a huge fan of, and I was worried about this. My main issue, I think the game looks really nice. It looks like it just looks like Crackdown. Like all the city looks like Crackdown.
Yeah.
But I also think the map is just like unreadable. Like when you're flying above the map and everything just looks like a mega city with buildings everywhere, and they're not like super unique buildings. And you know, again, part of this could just be like, you know, it's a battle royale game. You got to play like 50 matches before you even get your toes wet, kind of thing. It could definitely be like that.
I kind of like the big sprawling city feel, but it is weird.
I just feel like it is so hard to tell, like, kind of where you're headed versus like the differences between the areas. Like that when you're flying down or flying over above them, they have each area like labeled. And you know, comparing it to Apex, they don't label any of them unless you pull up the map, because you can distinctly tell, oh, there's the dome, there's Lava City, there's, you know, bridges or whatever. Like they have a distinct look to them. But when I'm like down on that map, it's like, I don't know, I'm on a city block that looks like the exact city block to the left of me. So I feel like it'd be hard to learn that map well. Like, oh, I know if I just drop down here, there's a pathway underneath because I know this area like the back of my hand. Like I could not imagine people getting that good.
No, they definitely want you to go on the rooftops though. It's more vertical.
It is a lot
than-
like climb and jump around the rooftops and whatnot for sure.
Yeah.
And then all the characters they're not unique. It's you got to pick up your special abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer because it just kind of means like, oh, I don't care who I'm playing as because they're all the same.
Yeah.
And then I'll pick up yada yada. It made me kind of question and think about the battle pass system a bit more. This one obviously launched, and when I say launch, I'm talking about on consoles because that's where I'm playing it. It launched with a battle pass, and tons of games launch with a battle pass, which is weird because like all the time it's like, oh man, I'm getting a lot of experience. I'm leveling up a lot in your first few levels, and if I don't have the battle pass, I'm missing out on a bunch of stuff. So you're kind of incentivized, buy the battle pass right away. But I also don't know this game at all. Do I want to buy the battle pass?
Right.
So it's this weird push and pull of like, well, should I play for a bit and then be like, yeah, I actually do really like this game. Too bad I can't take advantage of all that experience I just earned and put it towards the battle pass. And again, it makes me think of Apex, which launched without a battle pass for about a season's length. Then it had its first battle pass, so like I was already like, oh, I am into this game. I want to buy their battle pass, and I'm on the ground floor with everyone else doing the battle passes. So I almost kind of wish games would have like this season 0, like Apex have. But I also totally understand you're going to have the most players at the beginning. You want the people to be like, well, I don't want to miss out. I'm just going to buy the battle pass. So
Right.
that's just a personal thing that I kind of ran into. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll play too much more of it. I just feel like there's an investment needed before you'll kind of get any either not even just good at it, but like comfortable with it. And I'm just not sure I want to put that in for like another battle royale.
Yeah, sure.
Specifically because like Apex Season 6 just dropped this week, so I'm back playing that quite a bit. Not that I had slowed down too much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they got a new character. They got Rampart, and she's fun because she has like a huge turret, and she can put up these like defensive walls that if your team shoots through them, it powers up your shots.
Cool.
Which is really fun because like if you put down her wall and then put down her turret, you can just do a ton of damage. Or if you put down a wall and then you have like your sniper, you're like guaranteed to knock someone down if you can hit them because of all the powering up it does. So yeah, Apex Season 6 is pretty enjoyable. I'm back doing that.
Cool.
In other news, I tried out a new Apple Arcade game that launched this week from Night School Studios. They made Oxenfree and After Party, so they have a new narrative-focused, text adventure-like game. It's another one of those games called Next Stop Nowhere, and you play a courier, like a delivery courier in space. And you come across this just like weird scenario going on with this woman and her son are being like hunted by the cops, the space cops. And it's silly and lighthearted and it looks really great. Those games always look good writing. I encountered some weird bug about 45 minutes in where anytime I hit continue or load my save file, the screen is just black forever. So I'm not playing that game anymore.
Oh.
Okay. That sounds awful.
Yeah, that sounds really bad.
I even reached out on Twitter, like, has anyone mentioned this? Is there a workaround? And they were like, no. Can you email us some more info? Which I haven't done yet, but so part of me is like, maybe I'll just wait till this comes to Game Pass since all those games come to Game Pass at some point. And I'm sure it's lined up for Game Pass 8 months from now because it seems like most Apple Arcade games that get kind of any notoriety show up on different platforms sooner or later because I just kind of don't want to replay what I did. I don't know yet, but anyways, if you are an Apple Arcade subscriber, I would recommend Next Stop Nowhere. I enjoyed the hour or so I played, and I like Night School Studios quite a bit. So, and then the last game I played this week is that I went through the Control DLC, The Foundation. I finished that. It's fine. Definitely not my favorite Control stuff, specifically because since you're not technically in like the oldest house, you're not in the building, there aren't just like weird little invoices from all the like disgruntled employees talking about weird shit going on. There are collectibles, but it's kind of like telling this one narrative of the area you're in, and it's not like, hey, has anyone seen the bathroom? You know,
Right.
it shifted and I can't find the bathroom. Like, you don't get any of that kind of stuff, which that was definitely some of my absolute favorite stuff in Control. So in a way, this almost feels like it's more combat focused, since a lot of the like kind of like environmental silliness isn't there anymore. You're just in like a cave system, and believe me, it's like a weird space cave, like you'd expect from Control. But without kind of that extra stuff, it is more just kind of combat focused. The new abilities are okay. You know, they're not the best, but you know, it was fine. I enjoyed my time with it. I'm eagerly awaiting the new stuff, which I think is next week. So I'm ready to go with that Alan Wake section. Alan Wake experience. Okay, that's all I've been playing. Let's do some news.
Okay.
Let's start with this Nintendo Indie Showcase that I thought was really great.
Okay.
Did anyone here watch it?
Yeah.
No.
It was okay. There was nothing new in it. So.
Well, I mean, that's not true. If you don't have Apple Arcade, there's a lot of really good games coming your way.
I mean, the only one that I
that's one
cared
thing.
about at all was that short hike, I guess. But like, even not really.
That's not an Apple Arcade game. But
That's not? Oh, okay.
no, it is not. That was an itch game.
Right.
Anyways, but yes, a short hike is coming to Switch. That game is is out on Switch already. It is
Yeah,
out now
I think
on Switch,
so.
I believe.
Yeah.
That game's great. I recommend it. It's like 90 minutes, 2 hours long. Very enjoyable, lovely art style. That's coming out. Spiritfarer came out that day.
Yeah.
Which that was a big surprise for me. I've been waiting for that. It's on Game Pass as well, but now that's on Switch too, so you can try that out. There was a cool game they announced called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Raji.
That was
An
announced
ancient epic.
during the E3 stuff. That was announced. So that's not new.
Really?
But
I didn't. Okay. Where was this announced? Because Nintendo didn't have an E3 thing.
it's not a Nintendo game. It's only exclusive for a short time on Nintendo. It was announced at the PC Game Show, I think, or one of the other.
Okay.
Maybe an indie showcase, actually. I don't remember. Something like
That
that.
would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
looks
that would make
great.
sense. I didn't watch the PC one, so but that looks cool. I haven't tried that. Manifold Garden, that is an Apple Arcade game.
Right.
I think it's also on like Epic and stuff. Anyways, that's on Switch.
Right.
Takeshi and Hiroshi, that's another Apple Arcade game.
That's the one I'm looking forward to trying out myself.
That's a weird and unique game. You play a brother who is coding a game for his younger brother, and he makes one stage each night so that his brother can play a new game or a new stage the next day.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's kind of just a cool premise.
Didn't you not like that game in the end?
In the end, I remember something did not sit right with me, but I could not remember what it was.
Well, maybe I'll find out for myself what's bad about it. Yay.
All right, I'm just kind of going through this article. Evergate, I don't even really remember seeing this game.
It looked like a Flash game where you bounce a ball or something around, like a ball of light on stuff.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's also one of the games that is out now. Coming later on, Hypnospace Outlaws coming to the Switch.
Right.
Which I'm looking forward to. I think that's also coming to Game Pass relatively soon. So I'm definitely gonna play that game finally because it's been on my list to check out.
Yeah.
Torchlight 3 coming to Switch.
Sure. Makes sense.
Sure. This article's not in order, but the stream did start with Hades coming to Switch with cross saves. Which means
big.
Now I will probably buy that, because if it didn't, I don't need another copy of that game, but if I got cross saves, like, that's another story. Holy smokes, that's exciting.
That's big. Yeah, that's cool.
Good for them for sure.
Yep.
And then they have a bunch of games coming in 2021, such as Garden Story, which I thought this looked delightful.
This was also shown at the indie showcase at E3 time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks delightful.
It's cute.
I'm looking forward to playing that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Subnautica, with its DLC, is coming to the Switch.
Right.
Bear and Breakfast, which also looks great. It looks like a what's the farm game that everyone loves?
Stardew Valley.
It looks like Stardew Valley, but with bears.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a pretty glowing review, honestly.
Sure. One that I'm real excited about, Card Shark, a new game from the Reigns developers. And
I didn't love the look of this. I think it looks bad. We'll see.
I mean, we don't even know how the gameplay. It's a card game. You don't even know the gameplay of it. Or are you just saying artistically you do not like this art style?
Artistically and just like I don't know what they showed of it looks bad.
I actually think the art style looks fine. But either way, like I love Reigns. A new card game from the Reigns devs. I'm already interested. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that was the big stuff. Untitled Goose Game is getting co-op free update.
Right. Yeah.
I think that was it for the most part. And then there was like a montage of a bunch of other smaller stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a pretty good indie showcase. I think it's worth watching if you haven't watched it.
Cool.
All right, what we got here next? Oculus. Oh, I did see this tweet. Oculus is going to require you to have a Facebook account to start using its headsets.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you already have an Oculus account, you have to merge it with a Facebook account within 2 years because they're discontinuing Oculus accounts completely.
So I'll just read the full tweet that they put out there. Today, we're announcing some important updates to how people log into Oculus devices while still keeping their VR profile. Starting in October 2020, everyone using an Oculus device for the first time will need to log into a Facebook account. That sucks.
Yep.
I'm shocked that they're forcing people to do this.
Yep.
Got to get that cross compatibility. Got to get all that information in one place.
Hell yeah.
Facebook.
Got to make that terrible marketing decision.
Jeez. All right, I actually don't know what this next story is.
This was in our Discord. Nintendo's officially bringing their stuff with the Switch back to Brazil. Apparently after 5 years of kind of not sending anything over there because of like it just being too expensive and a market not really being there or whatever. Brazil is kind of known for having third-party markets to a third-party gaming market to kind of like make some cheaper knockoff stuff for people to afford because it's not exactly the most rich place and Nintendo's kind of wanted nothing to do with them. Apparently they're bringing the Switch back there officially so people can spend all the money they don't have already from the pandemic on Nintendo products now if they wish to.
Finally.
Yeah, we did it. Oh, okay, yeah. This Call of Duty stuff here. So, Black Ops Cold War was confirmed as the next Call of Duty. I believe they did this by some bunker stuff in Warzone or whatever. There was like a bunch of hidden Easter eggs or whatever, and then they fully released a like thing saying that more information's coming next week, basically, on this. So.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is the official name, which I think we knew already.
I think so too. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a rumor before though, so now at least it's like confirmed.
That's a long title.
Yeah.
That is such a long title. And just real quick to touch on the Brazil stuff, if you're interested in some information on kind of the game scene in Brazil, Drew Scanlon over on the YouTube channel Cloth Map did a whole series of short documentaries about that when he went and traveled around there a year or two ago.
You should watch
which
that.
I would recommend watching those videos for sure.
Yeah, they're very good. There is one episode specifically about like the gray market gaming stuff, and it's really really cool.
Yeah, I think there's like at least 3 videos specifically on Brazil. So yeah, again, that's Cloth Map.
Yeah,
is the Twitter account, the YouTube account. All right, a listing popped up about a possible Prince of Persia remake.
Okay.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Which hell yeah. So
But are we?
now,
So here's the question though: which Prince of Persia
yeah,
is the
that
remake
is definitely
based?
the question. All we know is the game is listed for Nintendo Switch and PS4 with an estimate release date of November 2020, which seems kind of soon for a surprise game. But I guess they could just pull a Nintendo and be like, "It's out right now."
Well, Ubisoft is having another like forward at some point, remember?
Right.
So
Yes,
they
I think
might
they
be
said in
announcing.
September.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think they said so.
Like halfway in
Um,
September or something.
yeah, it's hard to tell. That we don't know if it's going to be like. I think the obvious or like the best one would be do a Sands of Time trilogy remaster
Yeah.
where you get the 3 games. That would be awesome. I've said it before. Arguably, or in my opinion, one of the like best trilogies from that generation of games. Uh, I think the only other thing that goes is kind of near it is maybe Devil May Cry, if you're asking me.
Hmm.
Um, but either way, I think that's a great one. A lot of people are thinking maybe 2008. I don't remember anyone really liking that game. I like that game, but I remember that thing dropping to like $5 very quickly, and like there's a reason they didn't do more Prince of Persia. Actually, that's not true. They did the movie tie-in one, The Forgotten Sands, and that one's okay. But it was also not Prince of Persia 2008 like. So I don't know. Who knows? I'd be fine with either. I'm more than happy to have a good excuse to go back and play some of those games again. The Two Thrones is fantastic. That game is so fun. So I'm here for it. I would love this to be real.
Sure.
Speaking of games coming out, Deathloop is not
Yeah. This year anyway.
specifically coming out. It has been pushed back to Q2 2021.
That's a big
I actually
push.
didn't even know this was coming out this year. I thought this was a ways off anyway, so I'm neither here nor there about it. But Deathloop, which was announced during the Sony hardware when they showed off the PS5, whatever that stream was called, they showed Deathloop. Delayed. Oh my god. Sorry, excuse me. Delayed to Q2 2021.
Mhm.
I'm gonna grab some water before I keep coughing everywhere.
Yeah, it gives me an opportunity to see what the hell's going on with this other story. Apparently, Blind Spotting producer Snoot Entertainment is developing a Firewatch movie. All right.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm trying to load up this Hollywood Reporter article, but it's not wanting to load. I wanted some more information on what's going on here, but apparently Firewatch is getting a movie. Sure?
Sure, I mean it's a narrative focused game. It'd probably transition pretty easily.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like one of the like, if you had tent poles of describing what is Firewatch, that art style is one of those tent poles. And I just
Sure.
don't see that being in a movie unless this is like an animated movie, and it probably wouldn't be. So is it just a story about a dude out in the woods? Is that the movie?
Yeah,
It
because
looks like it might be. There's nothing in the article describing anything other than that.
that
Yeah,
game
I did
is
see that
literally
they're.
just a dude maybe going crazy or not. You're not really sure, and then a weird ending. Like that's all that game is.
I like that game. I will say there's a great turtle in that game.
There is a turtle in that
So
game.
yeah, there's a real good
Apparently, this is
turtle.
the second studio to work on the movie. Firewatch was previously being developed by Good Universe, but when the company sold to Lionsgate, rights reverted back to Campo Santo.
Oh,
It is
weird.
also
that's it.
weird that I'm seeing this article saying partnering with indie video game developer Campo Santo because they got bought by Valve,
Yeah.
and then the game they were currently on got like shelved forever. So I didn't even think Campo Santo was like a thing in name anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know how companies buying companies works really. So
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, it's
but
an easy premise. Dude takes the Firewatch in Wyoming Park, starts going maybe a little crazy from the loneliness. Like,
yeah.
that's pretty easy.
Okay, so then I ask you, who do you cast as the dude? Who do you cast as the girl on the radio? And now you got to think about it this
Oh.
way: the girl on the radio, it has to be kind of an interesting voice,
Yeah.
and that you're like, because do you show the girl at the end, and is it like, whoa, that was her the whole time, or do you not show the girl like in the game?
I don't think you show the girl.
Okay.
Maybe.
So who do you cast?
Honestly, I mean, you probably cast whoever is hot right now for the guy, right? That you can afford. Like, I don't
But I
think it
feel like the
matters.
Firewatch guy was specifically like not a hot dude. He seemed like middle-aged, down on his luck. Like, wasn't he like just looking for like he seemed like he had a beer belly.
Sure, but this is
I was
also a
gonna
movie
say
that
Paul
has to
Rudd
sell.
until you said beer belly.
Paul Rudd would
See
be
a
okay.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
That's probably the hottest I could see. Like that's the cap, because he's not like super hot, but he's not like terrible.
Right. Sure. A Paul Rudd
What
would
about
be
like
good.
a Zach Galifianakis?
No. It's
No.
No, is it too silly?
yeah, I think it's too far in the
Yeah.
other direction.
Okay. Give me who's in the middle of that. Who's in the middle of what's in between a Paul Rudd and a Zach Galifianakis?
How creepy do we want to go? Like, do we want a Willem Dafoe in there?
No.
No, I mean I feel like you should just watch The Lighthouse if you want to see William Dafoe hanging out in like a weird
Just
spot
being
by himself.
isolated.
Or Spider-Man 1. Or Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man.
The Lighthouse is extremely weird. People are saying Adam Sandler. I think it's a bad idea.
No,
don't
I think that's their answer to who's in between Paul Rudd and Zach
Oh.
Galifianakis.
I feel like that's just mean to both Paul Rudd and Zach Galifianakis somehow.
I mean, Sandler almost got an Oscar, didn't he? So I could see it.
That's true.
It's really funny though to think.
See, like Nick Cage. That's no,
No,
right?
that's yeah, no. Because you need
Will
somebody
Forte's
that.
actually not a bad answer too.
Who's that?
Will Forte.
It's not a bad answer. You definitely can't do a Nick Cage. You can't do like a bigger than life actor. It has
No.
to be someone smaller.
Will Ford. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. How about like an Oscar Isaac?
What do you do for the female voice?
See, like I immediately think of her with Scarlett Johansson,
Okay.
but like it's already been done, right? So like, nah, you need like I feel like you need. What about? Okay, I gotta remember what her name is. Hang on.
I don't know who you're referring to.
I have no
Okay,
idea
I had it
you're
right.
talking
What
about
about
right now.
Rashida Jones?
Yeah, okay. That's pretty good.
I think that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's
Like-
not too bad. That's actually pretty
like-
good. Yeah.
Yeah, like she, kind of a softish voice, but there's also like some snark in almost every line she would say. I think that because I think I just did it.
I think we made a movie. All right.
Congratulations.
Now to go
Okay.
buy the rights because apparently they're up for grabs to whoever.
I don't know, but that's just I feel like if there's a video game news bingo card for the week, Free Space's new video game movie announced
Yeah.
every week at this point.
Yep.
All right, let's do some questions. If you would like to send in a question, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. I'll read this first one from Kevin. Okay, the setup here is you have to pick an upcoming story-heavy game, movie, or TV show that you're excited about. So let's do that first.
Okay. I'm trying to think of even story-heavy games.
Tenet.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Tenet's
that's a good one.
That's a good
Okay,
one.
but you get Tenet. Let's not all pick the same
No,
one. So
no,
you
no,
get
no.
Tenet.
All right.
I'll pick what's that one from Don't Nod coming out next week?
Okay, yeah.
Tell Me Why. I'm gonna pick Tell Me
Tell
Why.
me why. Oh, what the hell else is even coming out that's narrative focused?
I don't know, but why don't you pick a TV show so we have one of each?
Okay, what's a TV show coming up that's story heavy?
Okay.
America's Funniest Home Video.
Like how
The
much?
Boys season 2.
Sure. How much does
Did you
it
watch
have
The
to
Boys?
be upcoming? Like, is that like really part?
I don't
I
know.
don't know what this question is.
I don't know. Just pick one. I don't. We'll fight. We'll figure it out later.
I think it literally just means it's not out. It just means it's not
I
out.
think
It
that's-
has
yeah,
to
I'm
be
pretty
not
sure that's the
out.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll go The Boys season 2. Fine.
Did you see season 1?
Yeah, I did.
That's a good show. I'm looking
I
forward
like
to season
it.
2.
Yeah. Especially the way they ended season 1.
Yeah. All right. Main part of the question. A mischievous genie. Okay, come on.
It's always
All right.
genies.
It's
Yeah.
always.
Shows up and says that he'll let you watch / play the thing you're excited about right now, but in exchange, you'll only be allowed to experience either the first or second half.
Okay.
If you pick neither, the genie kills you. Okay, so you can't pick neither. All right.
Okay.
You will also never be allowed to experience the full product when it actually comes out.
Okay.
And if you attempt to watch or play the other half, or if someone else starts talking about what happens in the other half, you immediately pass out. Oh, that's great. You will still be allowed to experience the half you chose again, but you'll never know what happens in the other half.
Oh.
Which do you choose?
That
So it's
latter
basically,
half.
would you
Always.
choose the first half of something or the second half?
Always the
Always
latter.
the second half.
Yeah.
Because then
Second
you get
half too.
closure. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
there's
can
some
figure
kind of
out,
closure.
You can figure out characters from the beginning.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be able to kind of piece together
Yeah.
like what is going on, but like I feel like the best stuff is usually in that second half. And while I was thinking about this though, like what if you picked the second half of Lost?
Oh.
Like wouldn't that have
Yeah.
sucked? What a bummer, right? Because like that first half is definitely the high points.
Yeah.
Also you'd be so confused.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to most like stories, for the first part, I feel like almost the first half is also like setup. Like
It's
there's
all
usually
set
a
up
really
for
good
the
like
end.
the very
Yeah.
beginning can maybe there's like an awesome 15 at
Yeah.
the very beginning, and then it's kind of a lot of setup so that you get a really cool back half. That's how I feel like a lot of the times it goes.
Yeah. Okay. Suku says, "What's the oldest video game you've beaten that isn't Pong?"
Mario Bros.
Yeah, that's probably Mario Bros, right?
All right, Lineback in the chat does make a good point to my Lost one. Imagine only watching the first half, but then everyone tells you that it sucks that second half. Could you imagine?
Oh, you know
Could you-
what? Well, wouldn't saying it sucks kind of make you like pass out though? Under these rules?
Every time.
Uh,
That'd be really good.
If someone starts talking about what happens, so I guess they could tell you it sucks, and that's not too much. I don't know, but just the idea of like seeing this really great like 3 seasons and being like this show's incredible, and then hearing that like everyone hates
The
the
ending.
rest of it,
Yeah.
you'd be like, what?
How did they
Okay,
fuck
anyway.
it up? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oldest video game you've beaten that isn't Pong.
Yeah, it's probably Mario
Yeah,
Bros.
Probably Mario Brothers. I'm sure there's some like Atari game. Oh, ET for the Atari. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Here's
I
my
didn't
answer.
beat that. Mario. Still.
Yeah, mine's probably like Super Mario Land, maybe.
Okay.
It's probably
That's
that was my first
80
Mario.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
like
probably it.
89. Yeah.
Is that 89? I thought that was 92. Why am I thinking it's 92?
92 would be 6 golden coins. I'm pretty sure. I think that's 91 actually.
That's a weird Mario game. 6 golden coins.
Super Mario Land is 89.
All right.
6 golden coins is so good. Oh, what a good game.
6 golden coins is 92.
Nice.
Not enough people talk about Super Mario Land. Less people talk about Super Mario Land 2, and that's a shame.
No, there's definitely more people that talk about 6 golden coins.
I don't think I've ever heard someone talk to me about 6 golden coins. I'm out there trying to talk to people about 6 golden coins, and they refuse to talk to me.
Are you this famous person who never likes going back to games they've beaten before?
Yeah, I played through it once, and I'm just done.
Yeah,
Moved
that's
on
all
to
you needed.
Mario Land 3. I'm on that new shit.
Wario Land time.
Yep.
Was that one Wario Land?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mario Land
Oh,
3
man.
is Wario Land.
They
Yeah, okay.
on SGDQ, somebody did a run of the Virtual Boy Wario Land. That game looks really good. Too bad it's unplayable by normal human means.
Yeah, we did it for game clearing last year. It was fun.
Yeah, it looks actually quite good. It's too bad.
Did you play did you like play an emulator? Or...
Yeah, we emulated it. But I have
Okay.
the actual like I have a Virtual Boy and the game. So.
Right, I know that's what I was gonna say. Is there a way to get Virtual Boy out.
Not without
onto-
just completely like fucking with like the circuitry on that thing.
Right. Okay.
All right, next one comes to us from Dead and Sky. How does an indie game make it in this day and age? At this point, pays for itself. But if we're being technical, then probably turns into like some sort of animated series like Cuphead.
It has to be it has to be very different or very good. Hopefully, both.
I think that like how do you know you've made it with your game property? Like how do you know your property is popular? How
Yeah.
Like Fall Guys, I would argue, has made it because it's definitely got like, it's got everybody's
a few
attention.
steps past made it for sure.
Yeah. But like that's an example.
I mean, if make it is like it is profitable, then you just get an Epic Store deal, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess by that logic.
I feel like that's like the easiest one that happens every now and then.
Finding a good publisher for sure.
Get Devolver to publish you. I'm probably gonna be somewhat more interested if it's under the Devolver name at this point. Because they put out banger after banger.
True.
I don't know, man. Is it still like you got to get on the front page of Steam?
Dude, the front page of Steam is unreadable. Nobody looks at that shit anymore.
No, okay.
I'm the only person left that actually looks at what's new on the front page of Steam to see if there's anything hidden in there, and there's not. There's so many porn games. There's so many.
You saying no porn game's gonna make it, Paul?
I really
doubt. This could be the one.
And
you never know. This could be the one.
I mean, I'm sure I could probably get codes for them. They're really easy to get if you want them.
How do you know when a game has made it, though? Like, when it shows up in your Twitter feed like 3 times?
Yeah, I'd argue once it's got like enough buzz online. When you see clips of like the top streamers playing it. Like, I would argue, like, if you see the top streamer playing it or the top YouTuber playing it, you've probably made it.
If you have like your
or even if it hasn't made it at that point, their fans will just go out and buy it because Ninja's playing this game.
Yeah, like a Ninja or Markiplier or Dr.
With the Chuck E. Cheese Twitch account.
Yeah, exactly. If Mr. Charles Entertainment Cheese himself is playing it, you're set.
Charles Cheese.
All right,
Charles
Rasterman.
Entertainment Cheese.
So I recently saw a post on Twitter of someone saying that tryhards.
This post.
Oh yeah.
Is this a thing?
Yeah.
Yes, this is a thing.
This is about Fall Guys specifically, but yeah.
Okay. Are you saying we should skip it?
No, read it. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So, so I recently saw a post on Twitter of someone saying that tryhards, people who attempt intensely in both time and effort to be the best, have ruined gaming. This sparked a discussion where one side claimed they scare new players from the competitive scene and having fun, while the other defended their enthusiasm, arguing that they actually play the game the way it's supposed to be played. I'd like to know what's your take on this matter, and specifically if it has ever inflicted on you trying out a new game.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, but by that logic, backseat gaming is really what would be bugging me, like picking up a new game and people be like, oh, you gotta do it this way, not letting me learn for myself.
Streaming ruins gaming. Like, it ruins it.
That's why I don't want to touch any Souls games because of shit like that.
Yep.
I don't subscribe to the thought that there is a correct way to play any game.
Yeah, but
you haven't been
if you
on
ask
Twitch,
the internet
then.
that, they would give you very different answers.
That's fine. I'm not asking the internet. The internet's asking me, in fact.
Yeah, true.
So, I'm not, I think of like Animal Crossing. Are you time traveling? I'm not ever going to time travel on Animal Crossing. I don't want to do that. If someone else is going to do it, I'm not going to sit here and get upset. If they're having fun, they're having fun.
Right. I will say the time that this inflicts on me, I can't play fighting games that have been out for more than a year. They're unplayable because people have gotten so good at them that it's like, I might as well just play something else. I'm never going to beat them.
I think the try hardness depends on the game. If you're angry that a game has gotten too competitive and you can't play it, find a group to play with that's not as competitive.
Yeah, I was going to ask, isn't there kind of 2 categories here? Like, from Paul's thing, I would say that's an issue with matchmaking. In the devs should have better matchmaking tools so that you can still win some games. Like I think theoretically, everyone should win. Isn't it? Wouldn't like the kill death ratio 1-to-1 be the ideal outcome for everything? If you are winning as many times as you are losing.
I mean,
I don't know. I feel like that could be too stale in a way.
in practice, it never will be, unfortunately, and I don't know why. But matchmaking's always off a little bit.
Wouldn't that be the goal? Because no one wants to be losing consistently, and also no one should be winning over and over again because they should be matched up with better players, right?
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking, like with your fighting game example, the matchmaking is at fault there. You should be playing against weaker players. But then
in
on the
that
other
case,
hand,
then yes, I agree.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, but I was just saying, and the other category, because that's one matchmaking. The other one is kind of the community making it toxic for new people, and I think of stuff like MOBAs that are just notorious. I also think to an extent, and this is kind of like my only personal anecdote because I don't play a lot of competitive stuff with my voice chat on and whatnot, but like Rainbow Six Siege, I remember team killing was a thing just because I picked Capcan. So they
Rainbow
would shoot
Six
me
Siege,
immediately.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fuckers. That
right, so that's what I'm saying.
Is
there's a matchmaking thing, and then I think the community can also kind of do it to themselves.
Oh, another thing they added in the new update for Siege is context pings. So when you ping something, it'll show a little picture of what it is. So you don't actually need to talk at all, basically, anymore in random lobbies. Yeah.
Apex doing it again.
Yeah. So, okay, this tweet specifically was people were mad because them or their kids or whatever can never win at Fall Guys because people are taking it too seriously and they have strats or whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much what the tweet like was spawned out of, is people mad that they can't win at Fall Guys, which I personally just don't understand.
Sounds like sour grapes at that point.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Who gives a shit? Fall Guys is supposed to just be a fun time. It's not like anything special, but I mean, people are getting pretty butthurt about it, so I guess that's
people want them crowns. People want them crowns.
Yeah,
it's weird with a game specifically like Fall Guys, because one, I would say, like, should there be better matchmaking so you're kind of ranked against weaker people or whatever?
Should there be like a ranked mode at all? Maybe like a competitive.
But then the other question I'm wondering is, like, the physics in Fall Guys is so screwy and dumb. I don't think you should even invest that much like thought into like getting good almost, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I've actually come around on team games in Fall Guys because I like team games because they keep the tryhards at bay. Like, people can try hard as much as they want. You could still lose in soccer if your team sucks. Like, I really like that aspect of it, of people that want so bad to win and are trying so hard could just lose at team tail tag is really great to me. It's really funny. Because I don't care that much. Like, I care in the moment, but like, it's over, then I'll re-queue. It's not a big deal. So I like the fact that some people like get their like 20th win broken because of some dumb team game. That makes me happy.
It's like this game's also based on like a game shows. It's like,
yeah,
is anyone going to be like, oh, I'm upset because my kid didn't do well on that game show against this person who trained? Like,
yes.
What?
They absolutely will. Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, I get both sides of it. I just don't really care about the side that gets mad at tryhards. Really. So.
I think of all games, it's weird that it's Fall Guys. And I think it's just because it looks
yeah.
so kiddie and cartoony.
Yeah.
That people are like, oh, this is for kids. Why the hell are you trying so hard on a kid's game?
It's also really popular, so it's probably just hitting a bigger audience than your typical game would.
And it's also free right now on PlayStation, so a lot of kids are probably grabbing it because it's free.
Were people talking about this with Fortnite? Because Fortnite is definitely one of these where it should have just been a kiddie game, but like it with the building and stuff, there was definitely a try-hard scene and like streamer scene that got built from that game. But like, I don't remember this really being that big of an issue.
I feel like Fortnite kind of built it up organically and didn't have this issue as a result.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, Fall Guys was a hot new release.
Yeah.
I might also think because like I totally get the aesthetic point that John made. Fortnite, since it was kind of aping PUBG, I don't think it ever kind of was seen as such a kiddie thing until it got really popular with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for the first little bit there, it was, like the narrative was, Fortnite is stealing PUBG right from underneath them. Like I remember us talking about they did work on PUBG and now they're making their own one. So it just kind of seemed like the next PUBG basically, which was, you're as adult a shooter as you're gonna get, kind of. You know what I mean?
Sure. All right. I'm 30 Homer says, you have a video game developer friend come to you with a dilemma. They've been given a great opportunity to pitch a game to Nintendo using Nintendo IP. However, Nintendo is only interested in pitches that are somehow focused on games that are about living in a COVID-19 world. They need help to brainstorm ideas. What you got? Nintendo IPs for a COVID-19 world, living in a COVID-19. I mean, the easy one, Animal Crossing, like, you can't be near people, right? Or you can't leave your house or something.
Like, originally I thought Death Stranding, but it's not going to be a Nintendo game.
Oh, Death Stranding, yeah.
Metroid. You can do Metroid. Going to a planet that's, like, under quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think some kind, like, I'm picturing some kind of like arcadey style game where the act of going near another object hurts you, so you need to keep a distance at all times, kind of thing.
What about
and
arms? But instead of fighting, you're delivering like packages to each other or something, because you just have to be far from each other, right? Arms, long arms.
I guess, yeah, you extend the arm, but then your hands are getting near them, and that's arguably the worst.
Oh yeah,
thing.
You need gloves
after my mouth to get.
That's why you're wearing gloves.
Or
you're throwing things at them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe wearing gloves. Sure.
What about a Kirby game, but you can't suck anything in because you have a mask on?
It's just a spin-off Kirby game at that point.
Or it's that first one, that Game Boy one, where you don't get to turn into any of the abilities.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you see the that video that was going around on Twitter of the guy who made a face mask gun?
No.
What?
Oh god.
Some dude. I don't know. He looks like he's like 21 or whatever. He made this little device and then that shoots a face mask onto somebody. So now I'm thinking of just like almost like a House of the Dead style game, light gun game, but you're shooting masks onto all these people who are like coughing and walking towards you.
That's pretty good. Dr. Mario dealing with overflowing hospital capacity. Oh no.
Oh, geez.
Yes, that would also work.
All right, John, why don't you take this one from Rinku?
Rinku writes in and says, what's a line that was supposed to be dramatic, but you can't help but crack up every time you hear it? Oh, good. My example was the one they wrote in here. The example, Kingdom Hearts 2's They'll Pay for This. That, to me, that cracks me up every time. That's the winner. That is the winner.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I don't have
hearing
a
Mickey
single
Mouse
line.
just say, like, they'll pay for this.
I don't have a single line that's supposed to be dramatic. Like...
Oh, well, there's always like, I'll fill your dark... I wanted to fill your dark soul with light from Devil May Cry.
That's pretty good, yeah.
What am I fighting for? Capcom seems to have a lot of these.
What am I fighting for is really good. Yeah.
Nothing's coming to mind for me, unfortunately.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
This isn't exactly dramatic. I'm just trying to think of like voice lines that make me laugh. In Apex, there's a character named Revenant, and he's just kind of your like edgelord, like hates everything and everyone character. And in Apex, there's like a thanking mechanic. If someone like points something out or like pings an item and then you go and pick it up, you can hit down on the D-pad to thank them, and they've written a bunch of voice lines that the character will say thank you to the other one. And then pretty quickly in the game, they added a "you're welcome" option. So if someone thanks you, you can say "you're welcome." And one of Revenant's "You're welcome" lines is him just going, "Ugh." And another one, so someone says thank you, and another one that'll happen is Revenant will just go, "We are not friends," which I just absolutely love as a response every time it comes up. So those are two ones that I laugh every time.
Okay.
Hebrew Lantern writes, "How do you cope with the loneliness?"
I don't.
Jeez, getting dark.
Video
The
games.
loneliness. Video games, yeah. Chatting on Discord is pretty good. It's a
Yep.
good one. In a pre-COVID world, I would go out and hang out with friends.
I feel like all of us also live with our partner, so we kind of technically aren't.
We're
lonely.
real hard to answer this, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to be on my own for the most part. And then when I do get like a night to myself, it's like, oh man, no one's gonna walk in front of the TV. But yeah, so also having like a roommate, there's like always people here for the most part.
Yeah. Discord.
I think Discord is the way to do it in a COVID world. That's probably
Yeah.
like kind of what's bringing this up is a lot of people are more isolated than usual. Yeah, Discord's real good. There's always people online and whatnot. I have like a pretty like I'm playing co-op games all the time with a buddy, so I pretty regularly have someone who wants to play games in a co-op manner, and basically Apex has turned into the like this is basically just a chat room that we're doing something with our hands at the same time game. So that's kind of nice to have.
Yep. All right, Lineback says, what's a song you like, one from a video game and one in general that you feel is underrated? Shit. Okay.
This is a hard,
tough one. That's tough.
I'm trying to think like, first off, pretty much all the music I listen to is not on the top 40. So I think it's underrated.
So all of your music's underrated.
All my music. Well, because I feel like most of the music I listen to is like something that showed up on the like Spotify Discover thing, and it has like 1,400 monthly listeners. Because they're just like a no-name band that has put out 3 songs.
Yeah.
From a video game though, I'm trying to even think of like what is like a super popular song, and all I can think is mostly like old Final Fantasy music. And then obviously like your Mario themes. Like what is the most here's the question for you. What is the newest video game song that you would call popular?
Popular. Okay.
Undertale's
Yeah, Megalovania.
Megalovania. I can almost guarantee there's something from this year that's popular, and I'm just blanking on it right now.
Yep. Devil Trigger. Oh man.
Yeah.
That
you know what? Devil
song.
Trigger's a good choice. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megalovania is the one where I can definitely say like that one got big because like it got ported to other games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I don't know any of the Undertale music by name. But then again, I'm not the biggest Undertale guy, so.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think the entire Sayonara Wild Hearts soundtrack is not talked about enough.
That's fair.
So that's part of my answer. As someone who's playing through that game again.
I'll always go to bat for Bonnet Commando Rearmed. That soundtrack.
That's a good soundtrack, yeah. Again, another old game.
Yep. Origami King soundtrack's also pretty good. I think that's one of the game's strongest suits, honestly, is the soundtrack. Oh, yeah, I also finished that. Forgot.
Okay.
Talking about
nice.
that, yeah.
I'm still going through that. Anything from you, Paul?
Oh.
Right. I think, John, you're next for VGC Kenny.
Sorry, for some reason I thought that was the end. From Kenny, if you could put any character from any Capcom property, aside from a Marvel character from MVC or any other crossover stuff they've done, into Street Fighter V, which one would you choose? And this is a 2-part question. But we'll do the first one here first. A Capcom character that is not in Street Fighter V that isn't from another company.
Aside from a Marvel character from MVC or any other crossover.
Strider. Give me Strider and something else.
Okay. Yeah.
Strider not in Marvel vs. Capcom?
Oh yeah, he's in Marvel vs. Capcom, but he's not a Marvel character. He's a Capcom character.
Oh,
That's
I
their
see.
point.
Okay.
That's their point.
Okay. Well, then I'm
Yeah.
just going to pick Phoenix Wright again.
I mean, I want
that's
Mega
fun.
Man in everything. So.
Yeah, but Mega Man would be a little busted in Street Fighter V, I feel.
Hell yeah.
It would be real hard to balance by comparison.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, they can't fight with, like, a sword or anything, right? Aren't all Street Fighter characters, they're pretty, like, hand-to-hand combat that can also shoot fireballs?
Some of them do use some, like, weapons and stuff like that, but
I feel like Dante's a good one then.
Dante is literally just weapons plural, so that might be a bit too far. Is why I held off
Just a
picking him.
sentient sword.
But I guess he does have like the gauntlets he could use. That would actually work. That would transfer pretty good to to Street Fighter. Ugh.
I feel like Dante would transfer to any fighting game pretty well since he has so many different fighting styles that one of them would overlap in some capacity. Hey, do you need nunchucks? Yeah. He's got nunchucks. Do you need electric guitars? Literally, sure. He's got that too.
I also wouldn't mind seeing like Falcon from Power Stone or any of the Power Stone characters.
Power Stone.
I think that would be pretty good because that would work pretty well. I'm just gonna say Ghost Trick because I haven't said that name in a while.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Second half of the question: what existing game do you think would fit in if they made a battle royale mode? Personally, I think Sunset Overdrive would be good battle royale bait, although I haven't actually played it. I mean, aesthetically, I could see that.
That would be like that. I feel like what was that game, Paul, and you and I were playing?
Which one?
We had like crossplay. It's on Game Pass. What is that game? Damn it! It's not a battle royale.
Rocket League.
It's not a battle royale. Okay. Oh my god, I know what game you're talking about. I'm just trying to remember the name of it now. I actually played
it's like the most recent game we played.
I actually played it recently too because they added a new character a while back.
Was it that dolphin one you guys were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so that game, Bleeding Edge. I feel like Bleeding Edge is like the competitive version of what Sunset Overdrive would probably be, except without the like grinding and stuff.
My answer for this question, Splatoon. I would, if Nintendo had decent online, I would love to see like a 30-player turf war.
That'd be neat.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Only 30 players? What kind of battle royale has only 30 players?
I still don't trust Nintendo's online, even when I say I would in a world where I could trust them.
Any shooter is kind of prime for this. Like you could easily do like a Gears of War battle royale mode. Like anything shooty based.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of, like weird ones, like when they added it into like Forza Horizon.
Right.
That was cool. I wouldn't mind like an actual Mario battle royale.
There was they took it off because Nintendo doesn't want people profiting off them.
Right.
Oh yeah, that one. That was such a cool idea.
Was it like fight based like the Soviet game you're talking about, or was it more get to the end like a Fall Guys is?
You could mess with the other players in their game, but you were otherwise a ghost.
Yeah.
So it was just a race.
So what you're talking about is basically like the Mario Maker multiplayer, but for like 100 people.
Yeah, but I want them to interact like it was like, you know, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Like I basically want Fall Guys, where you have to race to the end, but I want it to be a long Mario stage.
Right.
I think that just sounds super fun. Like if it was like to get to the end is going to take you a solid 15 minutes, so you actually have the chance of being able to like catch up. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, and last one comes in from TC Golden. What are some game series you would like to revive? Mine would be Perfect Dark and Jak and Daxter.
To revive, okay.
And that makes me think they should make a new Sly Cooper.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be good. I got Ratchet and Clank is the only series that technically never went away out of all of those.
Yep.
What
And
about
they're
like
getting good again, which is the best part.
what about like Beautiful Joe?
Yeah, that's a good one.
A
Yeah,
new
that'd be a good one.
or remake or whatever, like anything. Beautiful Joe.
I'm gonna say Prince of Persia. I'm gonna say a new Burnout.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, new proper Burnout. You know what could use a reboot? Tetris. That could use some change.
True. Yep.
No. I would like Ninja Gaiden to come back.
Okay.
Since Devil May Cry kind of came back.
I'd love them to keep making Professor Layton games and like Ace Attorney games. Those things seem to be on a weird holding thing for a bit, so I'd love more of those for sure.
A new Power Stone, because we brought it up earlier, would be fucking dope.
Again, you got to just play that God of War Ascension multiplayer. Apparently, it's Power Stone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send in a question, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What's your game of the week?
Mortal Shell.
Battletoads.
I'm going to give it to Control. If you're a Patreon subscriber, tonight is the last night to submit a game for the poll. And that poll will be going live tomorrow. So make sure you guys vote on what we are going to play and talk about next month. We haven't talked about it yet, but I think next week might be our Panzer Paladin episode. Otherwise, that episode is coming soon, so get excited about that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.